Okay, let's talk about this culture note about moving homes. So, um, one thing that I've noticed with moving homes and just Filipinos and just moving in general, because I move around a lot, is that um, it's it's kind of like this Filipino culture to have rice, salt, and some sort of religious article that come along with you. And of course, there are variations to this. Not every Filipino family is going to follow this, but mine family does this. And when you move into a new place or a new home and there's no furniture in yet, and you have this new abode that you came into, and it's empty, but it's a place to call your own. The tendency for Filipinos to bring is just rice, salt, and some sort of religious article. The rice I want to talk about is because you can just bring cooked rice or uncooked rice. So we can call it bugas or just like the palay, something like that. And it's just a form of like a symbol of so that you don't go hungry. Something like that. It's very symbolic in that manner. And again, you have to understand too that Filipinos are very superstitious people, so they have this sort of um, blended superstitions with local indigenous kind of folklore, and they also blend in Catholicism with it. And I think that's the beauty about culture, is that it's just a blend of so many things that you follow it and it just becomes a part of everyday life. Salt is another one, and salt has a really deep meaning because salt is life, just like water. Okay, well, actually, you're supposed to bring water as well, but salt has this meaning of life. I'm not sure about the what the deep meaning is, but I know it's related to a meaning of life or life in general. Um, I know when we move home to my mom, she would she would have this bowl of just of uncooked rice. It's just uncooked rice. We call it the palay, the rice you buy at the grocery store that's not even cooked yet. And she brings salt, the the cylindrical kind of salt shaker thing. And she also brought, because she's also a religious woman, so she brings along a statue of the Virgin Mary. So people will bring some sort of religious article. Again, it doesn't have to be the Estatua de la Virgen Maria. It could be a variation of that. It could be the Santo Niño statue. It could be a crucifix. Again, it's just like some religious article, okay, just to make known that there's a presence in the new home or in the new abode or new place that you moved into. And as I said in the beginning, everyone is going to be different with this. There are always variations to this, but this is just definitely a foundation for Filipinos who move home. Now, keep in mind, this is for the majority of the Christian Filipinos. Okay, the Christian Filipinos, and they, even though they say they're diehard Catholics and all that stuff, of course they're going to blend in their superstitious and their indigenous influenced beliefs with Catholicism or whatever Christian religion they follow, because there are so many Christian branches right now in the Philippines. You've got your Latter-day Saints, your Seventh-day Adventists, you have the branch of the Iglesia ni Cristo, and you have your majority Catholics and Methodists and what have you. I can't speak for all Filipinos, but even the Muslims, they have their own way of doing a new house. And of course, the holy water comes in it with the house blessing for the Christians, right? The house blessings. If you've been to those parties with the house blessings, you'll have kind of those deals with that kind of cultural aspect. But before I remember, because me, when I moved around a lot, we would always have a house blessing later on, when we would have the rice, salt, and the Virgin Mary statue come in first, and then we would schedule for a house blessing afterwards. But you would generally keep these items in your home for a few days until it's all gone and you've fully settled in and stuff like that. And again, rice and salt. Rice for it's gonna be the rice for hunger, yeah, to absolve the hunger. Salt, which has a meaning of life, right, for life, and the statue, the religious article or religious statue or what have you, to make known that there's a presence in a good presence or a positive presence in the new home. And again, it's going to be variations of this for everybody, but this is just a little cultural tidbit that I wanted to share to y'all. And I think that's it.